You are lying in the dark. The house is quiet. You adjust your pillow, think about an embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago, and calculate how many hours of rest you will get if you fall asleep right this second. It is 11:34 p.m. Then, sunlight bleeds through the curtains. The alarm is screaming. It is morning. This timeline represents your night. You lived through 8 hours of time, but there is a glaring hole in your memory right at the start. You remember being awake, and you remember waking up, but the actual crossing of the threshold remains a void. It is the one journey you take every single night of your life, yet you have never once witnessed the departure. Despite experiencing it tens of thousands of times, the exact moment of falling asleep is a consistent, engineered blind spot in human biology. Most of us imagine sleep as a switch, as if consciousness simply clicks off, but neuroscientists see a very different process. This map shows that sleep is a slow, sequential dimmer. Your brain begins a coordinated teardown of your consciousness, where different regions power down in a staggered sequence. The frontal lobe, the center of logic and impulse control, is usually the first to deactivate. Without your logic center, your thoughts become strange. You connect unrelated ideas, hear faint voices, or imagine falling, causing your leg to twitch. This state is the hypnagogic phase, occurring after the first brain region shut down, but before you are fully asleep. During this phase, your consciousness is dismantling itself, leaving you stripped of your everyday logic and control. Deep inside your brain, the hippocampus acts as the archivist. All day, it takes your short-term experiences and decides what to save into long-term memory. Deep in the hypnagogic state, the hippocampus receives a chemical signal to stop saving new files. It shuts down while you are still technically awake. This is sleep amnesia. The tape recorder in your head turns off while the engine is still running. If someone wakes you 3 minutes after you drift off, you will likely swear you were awake the whole time because your brain simply did not record those final moments. This raises an evolutionary question. Why would biology design a brain that subjects itself to daily, targeted amnesia? These missing minutes represent a deliberate biological deletion of data. Consider the alternative, remembering every minute of your consciousness slowly dissolving. Retaining that data would be a heavy psychological burden. We would wake up already exhausted by the memory of the descent into sleep. This amnesia is a biological feature, a psychological mercy designed to spare the system from processing the metadata of its own shutdown. This biological mandate contrasts with our modern need for control. We track our steps, monitor screen time, and schedule our days down to the minute. But sleep punishes the desire for control. The harder you try to force it through willpower, the further away it gets. It is a daily biological function that requires absolute surrender. Every night, you have to let go of the steering wheel. You have to trust a silent process to erase your final thoughts and carry you to tomorrow. We cannot remember falling asleep, because for sleep to occur, the you that remembers has to leave the room.